Okay, motion carried. On the approval of minutes, we're going to work on the 1-4 corrections, but for 1-1, 1-18, and 1-20, I would like a motion to approve all those minutes and file them, please. So may I have a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from 1-1 to 1-20.
And I need a second.
I'll second it.
Good. And I will need a roll call, please, Bob.
Okay, trustee Konechny,
Yes.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
Yes.
trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Very good, motion carried. Now we have communications for filing. Now, trustee Burlingame, you wanted A1, 2, and 3. We don't have copies of. How do you want to deal with that?
Yeah, I sent him in an email a week ago tonight, and Janice said she put them all in everyone's packet.
I have got them, but I don't know if anybody else does or not. So I don't know what you want to do. Do you want to hold that over for approving that? It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Well, if everyone has had time to review it, I would be fine with entering it in tonight.
Very good, then. I would like to have a motion to communications for filing A through O. If everyone is in agreement, I would like a motion for that, please.
I'll make a motion.
Very good. I would like it seconded.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Now roll call, please, Bob.
Trustee Konechny,
Yes.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
Yes. Yes.
trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. Motions are all carried. Now we come communications for action. Number A is a request for approval for 2-hour planning for training for planning board members. Now, Bob, do you also want that to include the new one you want for the zoning board?
Well, no, I haven't done that one yet.
All right.
So I think it would be appropriate just to approve the 2 hours of training for Mark Murphy, Cindy Totolis, Larry Coppola, David Powell, and Bob Costa.
All right, then I would like a motion for A to be approved for communication for action.
And I'll make a motion to request the approval for a 2-hour training for the planning board members.
I'll second it.
Thank you. And now we will need a roll call, please.
Okay, trustee Konechny,
Yes.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
We're voting on A, the training program.
yes,
I vote yes.
and trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Okay, motion is carried. Now we're on to number B, approval for Richard Greco as advisor to the planning board. And I do want the board to know that this was also approved by our fire marshal. He found that Richard Greco had a lot to give to the planning board. So I would like to have a motion to see if we could get that passed, please.
I'll make a motion to approve Richard Greco as an advisor to the planning board.
I'll second that. Pat. Nick.
Nick. All right, may I have a roll call vote on that, please?
Trustee Konechny,
Yes.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
Yes.
trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Now on number C, because we don't have enough,
Linda,
I'm
what
sorry,
was the vote count on A?
that was 4.
4-0?
Yes. And so was B, 4-0. And that has passed. Thank you very much. Now for number C, we are going to hold that over because we don't have the actual paperwork. It was sent to us in an email, but I do not believe everyone got that. So we're going to hold that over. So we were on number D, a request from Tioga Artistic Dance Academy. I would like a motion to accept this, please, for action.
I'll make a motion for the request for Tioga's Artistic Dance Academy.
I'll
And I would
second.
Thank you. Now I would like a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Konechny,
Yes.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
Yes.
Trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Very good. Motion passed. Now a request from the Endicott Teener League to use Saratoga Field for 1 and 8:31. I would like a motion to entertain that.
And
please.
I will make a motion for the Endicott Teener League to use Sertoma.
Very good.
I'll second that.
Yes.
And again, a roll call, please.
Trustee Connectney,
Yes.
trustee Dorner,
yes,
trustee Warner,
yes,
and trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Good, motion is approved. A recommendation from Village of Endicott Water Chief Operator Kevin Pirro to award the low bid for the inside painting of the water tank located at Roble Avenue and Pine Street to Amstar in the amount of $249,000. These are all the bids that were received. Amstar was the less expensive. I was there for the bid openings, and the water department is very confident in this company. So I would like a motion to go ahead and approve this.
I'll make a motion to approve the Village of Endicott, or for Kevin to award the low bid to Amstar for the Roble Avenue tanks.
Sorry about my cuckoo clock.
I'll second that.
He's going cuckoo.
Sorry. And now we will need a roll call vote, please, Bob.
Okay, trustee Connectney,
Absolutely.
trustee Dorner,
yes,
trustee Warner,
yes,
and trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Very good. Motion is carried. Now I would like to pay the bills.
Oh my gosh, I will make a motion to
Of course
pay
you
the
will.
bills.
And I would like us, thank you, Nick. And we will need a roll call vote for that, please.
Nick seconded that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Trustee Connectney,
Yes.
trustee Dorner,
yes,
trustee Warner,
yes,
trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Did you get, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. My computer might have gone in and out.
Nick
Yes.
voted yes.
Thank you so much. Very good. Thank you. All right, motion is carried then. Now we come to our first hearing of visitors, and I am going to mute because unfortunately my husband walks by and talks to me. I don't want to interrupt. So I am going to mute and I will let Bob handle the first hearing of visitors, but I will be right here.
Okay, so we're gonna have an opportunity for, this is public comment on general village business. We had the public hearing already on the local law. This is just if anyone has any comments, and the same rules of decorum and time limits and process all apply here. So if anyone wants to raise their hand, use the raise your hand feature. Okay, we're gonna go with Diane Ellen.
Hi, I have some questions in regards to this decorum law. It's interesting to me that many times the mayor is allowed to do certain things, but then we're questioned about our behavior. When I say that, there's plenty that, you know, she gives us to question her about. And when we speak out against her behavior, we're chastised about that. I think that shows a little bit of, I don't know the proper word, but I'm a little bit concerned tonight again, because I'm watching somebody that's drinking while a meeting's going on, and I don't know what she's drinking, but I'm sure everybody else is noticing it as well. And I should be able to, as a resident, speak out and say that that's inappropriate. This is covered by an open meeting law, and I would never, as an elected official, be drinking out of a wine glass while a meeting was going on. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, look, these requirements for decorum are tricky. There's no doubt about it. And I think we do our best to try to administer this. And I think it just really requires cooperation from everyone, including the trustees, the mayor, and the public to just do your best to stick to the issues. But you know, I think it's actually, I thought it went very well tonight for the most part. So we'll just move on from there. Anyone else? Christine?
Yes, hi, thank you. So yes, I'd like to, along with what Diane said, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about what we're seeing here tonight. Not comfortable with that at all. Additionally, if you're gonna be our representative, Mayor Jackson, with all due respects, and Trustee Konecny, I've yet to see you on camera ever. I'd like to make a suggestion that we would like to see our elected officials, and we do expect that you'll be paying attention to us and showing that you are listening. We elected you, so common courtesy. Okay. Number two, get your meeting minutes up to date on your website. The last time I looked, they were not up to date. Could you please look into that? And number three, take down your Christmas decorations outside of the village, if you don't mind. There's a couple. Would you please handle that? So we can give the appearance that we have our act together here until we get this resolved. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Tammy Lindo?
I don't suppose it has anything to do with, I just want to know, is there a way to impeach our mayor? I really feel that she is not in the best interest of our community. Is that a process, Bob, that can happen? Like, how does that happen to get rid of her before the end of her term? Because I really feel she is not appropriate for this position. And I am ashamed that I voted for her. And I wish I could take it back now, but I can't. But is there a process, Bob, that we can go through to hold her accountable for everything that she has put this village through since the very beginning of this? Is there a way to hold her accountable?
Well, that's certainly not something I'm going to answer. We're not supposed to be answering questions here, and that's certainly not something I'm going to comment on.
Thanks.
You can look into that. Okay. Rocky DeFrancisco.
I didn't know if anybody else saw drinking wine during a board meeting. I'm telling you, I was appalled by it. Another thing that I want
Can you
to say.
check on the driveway while you're there? Yeah, they're drinking over there.
We're having a hard time hearing you. Can you speak up a bit or hold the microphone closer?
I wanted to know how much money has been spent on litigation here from the village, a town that is constantly crying that they have no money. How much money was spent on Sunjeel by the village of Endicott? I'd really like to know what those dollar amounts are, because I think that money could have been used in much, much better ways. Maybe even a new hairdo for the mayor.
All right, okay. Again, you know, we're going to request no personal attacks here. Okay, next is Maria P.
Hi, I have a question about the bill to pay for painting the water tanks. They said on the Pine Street and Roble Ave. Are they actually the three tanks that are, can someone tell me if they're one of the three tanks that are actually at the intersection of Pine and Cornell? I was just wondering if anyone on the board.
Yes, it's one of those. It's one of the tanks.
One of those. Okay. All right. That was my question. And they're just going to be doing the interior, not the exterior.
That's correct.
Okay. That was my question. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, nobody else has their hand raised. And mayor and trustees, I can't recall what we have decided. I think we have the same process where we go through each of the individuals on the phone for the public comment period as well. Do I have that right? Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Okay, so we'll start with call-in user 1. You have anything you'd like to say? This is the public comment period. And you have to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I have nothing more to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next is 607-621-6759. I'm gonna ask to unmute you. If you want to say anything, you can unmute yourself. Okay, we'll move on to 607-239-9975.
No comment. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is 607-621-6759.
Hi, I was actually trying to call in back on the hearing of visitors, but I could not get off of mute for some reason. Anyways, I am in favor of also rescinding the law for recycling that's currently in place and having a new law that protects the residents of the village. My name's Karen Varma. I live on Milan Ave in Endicott. And I just wanted to say kind of what other people have been saying. I think that as far as people saying derogatory statements, it has to go both ways for both the mayor and the people, because otherwise I think feelings are getting, I think you have to hold both accountable for the same standards. And that's really all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Six oh seven 748-8095. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. Six oh seven 239-5091. I'm unmuting you and you've got to unmute yourself. Do you have anything you want to say? Okay. And we'll go to 540-412-6606. I'm unmuting you. Do you have anything you'd like to say about village business? Okay. Now we'll go to 607-748-7273. You can unmute yourself if you have anything you'd like to say. Okay, next is 607-427-1002. If you'd like to say anything, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, this is Donna Mooney. I have been on the planning board and zoning boards with 3 different mayor terms. And Nick brought my name up a few weeks ago and said, how about Donna on the planning board? And Linda screeched, no, I don't want her. She has to go over things with Ted. That's not true. I've been on these boards for years. I think by myself. And then Bob, the attorney, brought it up a little bit later to make a clarification, and she reiterated it. I am highly offended by her, and she does not go by any laws of decorum. We really should try to impeach her somehow. Thank you.
Okay, that was the last phone number I've got. I do have one more raised hand here. Terry Farrell.
Hi, Bob. Hey, I just wanted to say a couple things. Number one, my son is a sophomore, and I know him and his friends, they've been playing sports year-round at UE for many years, and I think it would be really great to look at opening up our season over at Sertoma. So I definitely hope that we're going to be able to make that happen. I work in the healthcare industry, and many of the community-based organizations that I work with, particularly our mental health organizations, are talking about, high rates of depression, the kids, not getting out, possibility of getting into some trouble. So I'm all for getting back to some baseball. So, and I know my son and his friends are too, but the second thing is on the regular meeting agenda on letter M, I noticed we skipped over the notice of petitions by Nikki Wells regarding the removal of the 30 healthy pear trees on South Street. And I just wanted to bring that up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mayor, that looks like that's the last one. So we can continue on. Just gonna find you.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Thank you. All right, next we go to, we will end the hearing of visitors. Thank you. And now we will go on to resolutions. The first one is a FAA grant, a short environmental assessment for runway 321. I would like a motion to approve this, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the FAA grant for the short environmental assessment of runway 3-.
I'll second that.
Thank you. I need a roll call vote, please, Bob.
Yes, Trustee Connectney,
Yes.
Trustee Dorner, I didn't catch that. Trustee Dorner, did you vote?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Trustee Warner
Yes.
and Trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Okay, resolution is adopted. Now I would like to talk about the secret short forms 1-3 for McKinley Avenue and Monroe Street intersection. Now, Delta Engineering did this, but I guess Bob feels we need to talk about this with the seeker, with the board. So Bob, would you please take over for that, please?
Yeah, so Delta prepares part 1, but as in every case that we do a seeker, it's up to the board to do parts 2 and 3.
Okay.
So we have to go through, this is the short form seeker. And just give me 1 second to find it.
Okay, gotcha. And again, Bob, no disrespect, but I won't vote, so you won't have to call on me. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that I'm trying to make your life a little easier because you've had a rough night tonight.
Okay.
At least you're still smiling.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one is the project at McKinley Ave and the New York State Route 26 terminus at the Monroe Street intersection. Creation of a gateway to the district and other aesthetic improvements, including but not limited to signage, pavement treatments, enhanced crosswalks, ornamental lighting, and public art. And this is in conjunction with the other activities on Washington Ave. So so part 1 has been filled out by Delta. So part 2, we'll go through the 11 questions. First question, will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? And do you want to, Mayor, do you want me to have a vote on each of these, or do you want to just do it by consensus and then we have a vote at the end for the negative declaration or positive
It's up to you. I'd like to do it as the quickest way possible if the board agrees to it. Whatever the board agrees to, but I think the easiest way, because I think we're all going to agree to it since Delta has initiated it, and they've all agreed to have Delta work on this. But again, I want the board to make that decision themselves. I'm trying to leave it up to them. I just think it would be easier just to say whatever we're going to say all together.
Okay, I don't know, Ted, Nick, and Pat, and Eileen, do you have any thoughts on how you want to do it? There's a couple different ways. We could either just kind of do it by consensus, and if you think there's a no or small impact, then you just say it, or we could vote on each one of them.
Let's do it that way, Bob.
The consensus way?
Yeah, if you think there's an impact. Otherwise, you don't have to go through all of us for every question.
Okay. So the first one is, will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulation? Is there a consensus that there's no or small impact?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay. Number 2, will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land?
No or small impact.
Okay.
I agree.
I'm good.
Okay. And if anyone disagrees or objects, speak up.
Okay.
Number 3, will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
No.
Number 4, will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area?
No.
No.
5, will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
No.
No.
6, will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and fail to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities?
No.
No.
Number 7, will the proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies or public or private wastewater treatment utilities?
No.
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 8, will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
No.
9, will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources?
No.
No.
10, will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems?
No.
No.
11, will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No.
No.
Okay. In Part 3 of the form, there's 2 boxes to check. And the second one is if there's that the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts. So if that's what you want to check, then there ought to be a motion for a negative declaration under seeker.
I'll do that. I'll make a motion for a negative action under seeker.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Want to do a roll call, please, Bob?
Yes. Okay, trustee Connectney,
Yes.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
What was Eileen's vote?
she voted yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, yes. My vote is yes.
And trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Okay, I've got 4-0 on that.
Very good, thank you. Very good. All right, motion is adopted. Now we go on to the second one, the short form, parts 1 through 3 of Washington Avenue project. Please, Bob. I guess we want to go to the same thing. We want to go to
Yeah.
part 2 of it, please.
Right, same process. I'll just describe real quickly so people understand. This is the other part of the Washington Ave project from Main Street to North Street and the length of Ideal Alley from Monroe Street to North Street. Improving pedestrian functionality and aesthetics along Washington Ave and Ideal Alley, creation of gateways at both ends of Washington Ave, things such as sidewalks, accessible curb ramps, crosswalk treatments, ornamental street lamps, ornamental benches, bicycle racks, trash receptacles, plantings, planter boxes, signage, gateway features.
Right.
And this also would include the traffic signal at the Monroe Street intersection to be removed and replaced with stop signs. In addition, curbed median with tree plantings is also planned in the mid-block crossings with pedestrian activated solar powered flashing signals and some public transportation improvements. Okay. Number 1, will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations?
No.
No.
2, will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land?
No.
No.
3, will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
No.
No.
Number 4, will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area?
No.
No.
5, will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
No.
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 In fact, the opposite.
6, will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy or fail to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities?
No.
No.
7, will the proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies or public or private wastewater treatment utilities?
No.
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 8, will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
No.
No.
9, will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources?
No.
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 10, will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems?
No.
11, will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No.
No.
Okay, so with all no answers there, then we look on part 3. The second box is for a stating that there will not be a significant adverse environmental impact. So again, you'd be looking for a motion for a negative declaration under seeker for the proposed project.
I'll make a motion for a negative action on the seeker.
I'll
I'll
second.
second.
Thank you.
All right, roll call vote, please, Bob.
Okay, trustee Connectney,
Yes.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
Yes.
trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Very good. Resolution is adopted. The next one is, was held over resolution for downtown revitalization project related to the Greater Binghamton Fund Award. What I want to know is, are you willing to go for a bond to pay for our part of it? Knowing that with the infrastructure being done by our departments, we're seriously hoping to not spend a whole lot of money. But this is something we legally have to do if we're going to continue with our Washington Avenue. So I would like to know if you would like to make a motion for this, please.
I'll make a motion for the resolution for the downtown revitalization project related to the Greater Binghamton Fund.
I'll second that.
May I have a roll call vote, please, Bob?
Yes. And just for the record, because this is a borrowing resolution, it requires a 2/3 vote.
Okay,
Okay, trustee Connectney,
Yes.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
Yes.
trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
very good. Resolution is adopted. The next one is an appointment of members to the Refuge Advisory Commission through trustee Burlingame. I would like a motion, and trustee Burlingame, would you like to make that motion?
I'll make a motion to accept
Sure.
the, to appoint members to the Refuse Advisory Commission.
And may I have,
second.
thank you.
I'll second.
And may I have a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Connectney.
Yeah.
Trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
Yes.
and trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Very good. Resolution is adopted. Now we come to the seeker for the prohibiting recycling facilities in the industrial zones. I will not be voting on this. As I have said in the very beginning, I'm trying to lessen Bob's responsibilities of asking me. Trustee Connectney, do you have anything you wanted to say? You mentioned something to me earlier.
Yeah, Bob, I think I'm just gonna abstain from everything going forward with the seeker. So if we could just do that and save you the time.
Well,
Is it
Eileen,
allowed?
I'm not trying to make it hard on you, but because you're a trustee, we do need to call you in the roll call
Okay.
of this. So I apologize, but I think it would be appropriate just to make sure the roll call is correct.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the environmental review for the local law, which would prohibit recycling facilities in the industrial zones. It, of course, as everyone knows, repeals local law 18 of 2020 from last year, and it also adds a provision for the definition of manufacturing. Part 1 has been filled out. At some point, we ought to have a motion to approve parts 1, 2, and 3 and the addendum, but I think we can do that after we go through parts 2 and 3.
What do we have to do on part 1?
Well, actually, yeah, you know, the 239 review noted that the part 1 should recognize the Susquehanna Heritage Plan. I'm going to pull that up right now. I don't have the 239 right in front of me. Does anyone have the 239 right in front of them?
For Broome County or the town?
It was the Broome County response to the 239.
I'm looking for it on my computer.
Yeah, I got it here, I think. Let me see.
I think Bob just sent it 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
Yeah, Bob, I'm looking at it. What do you need?
Yeah, they had a couple of comments about part one of the seeker form. It was really their only comments on it. And I think they wanted to see a change on
Yeah.
C2B. Is that right?
Yeah, seeker full EAF Part 1 C2A. While the proposed change may be consistent, please note that the adopted Broome County Comprehensive Plan identifies parts of Endicott as an innovation district with a focus on advanced manufacturing, as well as the Endicott I District Revitalization Plan and the Southern Tier Upstate Revitalization Initiative Plan for consideration in your review. And also, Part 1C2E, the Village of Endicott is located within the Susquehanna Heritage Area and referenced in the Susquehanna Heritage Area Management Plan Amendment.
Okay. So I would recommend that we, in that part 1C2B, we add in there the Susquehanna Heritage Area Management Plan Amendment.
Okay.
I got a question. Is that going to delay this vote tonight at all?
No.
I don't want to see anything getting in the way of this vote tonight with any changes that would impact tonight's meeting. That's my opinion.
Right. There's no reason why that would delay. All they're stating is that the location is within that Susquehanna Area Management Plan Amendment. Recognition of that wouldn't delay the vote.
My concern, well, I probably shouldn't tell you my concern, but I'm going to tell you anyway, is that if there's a change in the seeker, that this resolution could be tabled or delayed to the next meeting.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
If that's the case, I would say I don't want to include it after the law is passed. If it does, we could always amend it later on. But I do not want to give the opportunity of this thing to go any longer than tonight. Because anytime we make a change, any documents, it's a new issue and it moves on to another date. So that's my recommendation.
So the way, if you don't want to change the form, what I would say is just when you're doing your environmental review here, take into consideration that this is in the Susquehanna Heritage Area Management Plan Amendment, and take into consideration also the Endicott I District Revitalization Plan and the Southern Tier Upstate Revitalization Initiative Plan. That's what the county is asking us to do. So I recommend that when we're going through the environmental analysis, have those things in mind when you're answering your questions. Okay.
Okay.
What did you say the third one was, Bob? Southern Tier
Upstate Revitalization Initiative Plan.
I just need to ask a question about the seriousness of that addition. As everybody knows, back in May, when the county recommended 8 or 9 serious changes that should be made, every one of them was ignored. And that no changes were made. So I'm just, well, I think you know where I'm going. Ignoring the county.
Yeah, I don't think we should ignore the county. I think we should add it to Part C 2B.
Well, if it doesn't delay the process, I'll go along with it, but too much funny stuff happens along this road, which I'm anxious to get this solved. So.
Yeah, I understand. I would like to think that we've all been through enough over the last year. So I hope we can just get this voted on tonight and put it behind us. So I really hope we can do that.
Okay, well, so why don't we have a vote, and why don't we do it like this? We could amend the Part 1 of the seeker form to include the Susquehanna Area Management Plan Amendment in section C2B. And we'll see the result of that vote, and that'll get us past the adoption of Part 1 here.
Okay.
And if it doesn't get approved, then you could go back to the prior version. But I mean, I don't want to, it's really kind of form over substance. The point is you want to do a hard look at the environmental impacts, whether or not you put it on the form. But I recommend that you put it on the form like Nick suggested.
Well, there really is no environmental impact. It's actually, well, it's a betterment from what we already have, if that's what they're trying to get at. But let's take the vote. We'll take the vote.
Okay, so does someone want to make a motion to approve Part 1 of the seeker form for the recycling law as amended?
I will make a motion to approve Part 1 of the recycling seeker as amended.
I'll second it.
Okay, and we can do a roll call vote. Mayor, did I lose you here? I'm not seeing you.
Now let me come back and tell him.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here, Bob. I just don't have my picture on because it's Eileen talking. I don't have anything left to say, but I'm right here.
Okay, okay.
I'm leaving my microphone on because of course Eileen's got to answer when you ask, but I won't be voting.
Okay.
But I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. So you want me to do a roll call vote on this Part 1 as amended?
I want you to, yes, you're going to be doing a lot of roll calls. So I'm not going to be asking you to make them because I'm going to be asking you 50 times.
Yep. Okay. Just so I'll just go and you stop me if you think I'm going off the deep end here. So
you know I will because I've been texting you all night.
Okay. All right, Trustee Konechny.
I'm going to abstain.
Trustee Dorner.
Yes.
Trustee Warner.
Yes.
And Trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Okay, so Part 1 has been approved with a 3-0 to 1 vote. Okay, so we can move on to Part 2 of the environmental form. So this is the long form, and I'm on page 1. of 10. It's part 2. Okay, so the first question deals with the impact on land. The proposed action may involve construction on or physical alteration of the land surface of the proposed site. And again, we can do this a couple different ways. We can vote on each one of these, or we can do it by consensus and then vote on the final question on the end.
I think we should go by the consensus.
Okay.
Bob, what page are we on? I'm sorry.
Yep, so it's part 2 of the seeker form, and it's page 1 of 10.
Is it in an, oh, I see, it's in another packet. Hold on.
So mine came all stapled together. Parts 1, 2, and 3 in the addendum all were stapled together.
Yes.
Part 1 is 13 pages.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay, all right. I'm with you.
Okay. Okay, so looking at part 2, and we're looking to determine if there's any moderate to large adverse environmental impacts as a result of approving this law. So the first one is the impact on land. Number 1, the proposed action may involve construction on or physical alteration of the land surface of a proposed site.
No.
No.
It's a no.
Number 2 deals with impacts on geological features. The proposed action may result in the modification or destruction of or inhibit access to any unique or unusual landforms on the site.
No.
No.
Okay, that's no. Number 3, impacts on surface water. The proposed action may affect one or more wetlands or other surface water bodies.
No.
No.
Number 4, impacts on groundwater.
No.
No.
The proposed action may result in new or additional use of groundwater or may have the potential to introduce contaminants to groundwater or an aquifer.
No.
No.
Okay, number 5, impact on flooding. The proposed action may result in development on land subject to flooding.
No.
No.
Number 6, impacts on air. The proposed action may include a state-regulated air emission source.
No.
No.
Okay. 7, impacts on plants and animals. The proposed action may result in a loss of flora or fauna.
No.
No.
8, impacts on agricultural resources. The proposed action may impact agricultural resources.
No.
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 Number 9, impact on aesthetic resources. The land use of the proposed action are obviously different from or are in sharp contrast to current land use patterns between the proposed project and a scenic or aesthetic resource.
No.
No.
Number 10, impacts on historic and archaeological resources. The proposed action may occur in or adjacent to a historic or archaeological resource.
No.
No.
Number 11, impacts on open space and recreation. The proposed action may result in a loss of recreational opportunities or reduction of an open space resource as designated in any adopted municipal open space plan.
No.
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 12, impact on critical environmental areas. Proposed action may be located within or adjacent to a critical environmental area.
No.
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 13, impact on transportation. The proposed action may result in a change to existing transportation systems.
No.
No.
14, impacts on energy. The proposed action may cause an increase in the use of any form of energy.
No.
And 15, impacts on noise, odor, and light. The proposed action may result in an increase in noise, odor, or outdoor lighting.
No.
No.
16, impacts on human health. The proposed action may have an impact on human health from exposure to new or existing sources of contaminants.
No.
No.
17, consistency with community plans. The proposed action is not consistent with adopted land use plans.
That's the,
It's one of these double
if,
negatives.
if we say no, does that mean yes?
No.
The proposed action is not consistent with adopted. It is not. If we agreed with that, we should vote yes or no.
Well, if you read on, it says if yes, answer questions A to H. If no, go to 18. So I think no means you're not agreeing with this statement. And the statement is that the proposed action is not consistent with adopted land use plans.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I would say no.
No.
I think, okay, no. So a no would be, you feel like it is consistent with community
Correct.
plans.
Yeah.
Right.
So so it should be no then.
Yes.
Right.
How many negatives?
Yeah. 18, consistency with community character. The proposed action is inconsistent with the existing community character.
No.
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 Okay. So just to make sure the record's completely clear, I've answered no to all of the questions based on your responses of 1 through 18. So that's what part 2 is going to look like. Do you want to have a motion to approve part 2 of the seeker form?
I'll make a motion. And I'll second it.
I'll second it.
Okay, was that a motion by Nick, seconded by Pat?
Yes.
Okay. Trustee Connectney,
Abstain.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
Yes.
trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Okay, so that was approved 3 to 0 to 1. Okay, now we'll take a look at part 3 of the seeker form. This is a 2-page document. You'll see at the bottom of the first page, it identifies this as a type 1. Parts 1, 2, and 3 are completed. If you go on to page 2 of 2, box A there is that the proposed action will result in no significant adverse impacts on the environment, and therefore an environmental impact statement need not be prepared. Accordingly, this negative declaration is issued. You want to, well, I think it would be appropriate now at this time for somebody to make a motion for a negative declaration under seeker with regard to local law 1 of 2021.
I'll make a motion to propose a negative declaration regarding this seeker
I'll second that.
Was that worded right, Bob?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna restate it here. So this is a motion for a negative declaration under seeker for local law 1 of 2021, which is a local law prohibiting recycling facilities in industrial zones. Does that sound right?
Yes, yes, it does.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Okay, trustee Connectney,
I'm going to abstain.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
Yes.
and trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Okay, so that passes 3-0 to 1. And the part 3 had an addendum as well. So I would recommend a motion to approve part 3 and the addendum to part 3, if that's what you're looking to do.
Say that one more time, Bob. You cut out. I'm sorry.
Yep. So we had a motion to approve parts 1 and 2 of the seeker form. There's a motion for a negative declaration. Just to tighten this up, it would be a motion to approve part 3 and the addendum to part 3.
I'll make a motion to approve part 3 and the addendum. Is that what I was supposed to say?
Yeah, the addendum to part 3 for the seeker form for the local law.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
And just to, you guys have all received that document quite a while ago, and it's been reviewed. I don't want to, I don't want to steer the ship too much here, but it's my understanding everybody is in favor of that that addendum.
No, correct. We just needed your
Yes,
wording.
I am.
Right. Okay.
I agree with it.
Okay. So trustee Connectney,
Abstain.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
Yes.
and trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Okay, so that's approved 3-0 to 1. Okay, Mayor, I guess I'll
Yes.
turn it back over to you. That's the seeker is done for the local law.
Okay. All right, then we're all done with that. Then we go to number G, the approving the prohibiting recycling facilities in the industrial zone. And I will let you deal with that, Bob, because you have to do the roll call vote for that. So I needed a motion and a second, please.
Right, so this is the resolution approving local law 1 of 2021, prohibiting recycling facilities in industrial zones. So someone needs to make a motion to move that resolution.
I'll make a motion to approve local law number 01-2021, prohibiting recycling facilities in industrial zones.
I'll second it.
And you'll need a roll call vote on that, Bob.
Okay, trustee Connectney,
I'm going to abstain.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
On behalf of everyone who's on the Zoom meeting tonight, on behalf of Carol Ullman, who burst out crying tonight, she was so upset with this issue, and on behalf of Mary Ann Dorner, who this would never be happening if it wasn't for her, I cast a second vote in favor.
and trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Okay.
Very
So
good.
that's approved 3-0 to 1.
All right, resolution is adopted. Now we go on to unfinished business. Our health insurance.
I just want to make one comment. That was 1 year's worth of work to get that vote. Thank
you were
you,
not-
everybody on Zoom.
You were not recognized, please. Let's go on to health insurance, held over from 118. I would like to know if you would like to make a motion to take care of this health insurance. May I have a motion for that? So we can get
Yeah.
this out of the way? Thank you,
I'll
Nick.
make a motion to approve and switch to this new health insurance.
I'll second that.
And may I have a roll call vote, please, Bob?
Yes. Trustee Connectney,
Yes.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
Yes.
and trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Okay, motion is adopted. We go on to new business, but I don't see any on the agenda. So we will be coming to our second hearing of visitors for the night. And again, Bob, I'm going to be muting myself because like I say, my husband keeps walking back and forth and I'm trying to not interrupt the meeting.
Okay.
Hey, Bob, I got an email from Bill Houston that during the last hearing of visitors, somehow his phone number got missed. So I just want to make sure we call on him.
Okay. Did he give you his phone number?
I didn't see his phone number, no.
I think it ended in 4091 if you got the other 3 numbers. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember.
Well, I'm going to go through them all and I should be able to hit them. I thought I hit everyone, but well, so first of all, let's start with the videos. There are some people with their hands raised. I don't know if it was from last time though, because I think Christine, Tamara, and Rocky still have their hands raised. So if you do want to speak, keep it raised. If you don't, lower it. We're going to start with Peter Burnett.
Bob, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Thank you. Very brief. I just want to thank the trustees for their consideration, the long and hard path to get here. Everyone on the call, and there are some very special individuals here. I don't want to necessarily call people out by name. They know who they are, that really put a lot of pain and effort in doing what I believe to be the right thing here. So thank you very much. Thank you to the trustees that represented the will of the people. Thanks,
Thank
Bob.
you. Okay, we'll go to Tamara Lindo.
I also want to thank all the trustees and everybody on the No Burn Broom team and that have worked tirelessly this year plus time, and it's such a relief to know that there's finally an end to it. And I just want to thank everybody for all of your hard work, and I thank the trustees for doing the right thing. And thank you, Eileen, for, the last minute hurrah. You just couldn't pull it out and do the right thing, but I appreciate all the rest of the trustees doing the right thing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Rocky, you're next. Rocky, you there? Okay, he may have had his hand still raised from last time. We'll go on to Betty.
I want to thank Bob for handling this meeting very well. And I know it's difficult for you to do that as the lawyer. On top of it, I want to thank the 3 members of the council that decided to put an end to this bad year. 2020 was a bad year, and I'm hoping 2021 is the beginning of something new. So I want to thank you all, and I want to congratulate you because you've really done a good thing in changing a bad situation. So have a good evening, and thank you all.
Thank you. Okay, next is Mary Ann.
Thanks, Bob, for letting me talk. Ted, thank you so much for the shout out. I appreciate that. But this has been a huge group effort. We could not have accomplished this without all of this team, who are remarkable people. They have a heart, they have a brain, and they have a soul. And with those 3 things mean everything. And I have to say, I have to give a shout out to Bill Houston, because if it wasn't for Bill, who brought this to all of our attention, I found out about this on WBNG. It said Endicott digs deeper, and he was named on there, him and Dr. Connett, and I called both of them on the same day, and they both wanted to pursue this. So I have to say that it has been amazing. I don't even know what else to say. Amazing working with this team that has grown into 30 to 40 people. And we have, like I said before, established a friendship now, and hopefully we'll be friends for life. And we just found something amidst, like Howard just said, amidst this very difficult year to bring us together in solidarity. And I think we have made Endicott stronger, and we're only hoping now to do bigger and better things and bringing clean. I know someone said we shouldn't say clean. So let's just say beneficial and productive industry and businesses to Endicott. So thank you. And Bob, I have to say to you, yes, I agree with Howard that it's difficult in spite of everything we're seeing on this Zoom and all of the nonsense that we're seeing behind the scenes, for you to maintain decorum, and I appreciate that. So thank you for all of you, and especially to Pat Dorner, Ted Warner, and Nick Burlingame for voting the right way. Thank you so much to all of you, and God bless.
Thank you.
Can I respond to what they say, Bob?
Yeah, you know, I said last time that we weren't supposed to respond. I forgot that we had changed the rules on that, so that's my mistake.
I would just like to say, I don't know the woman that just talked there. She's, she says a lot of nice things about me, but I'm claiming the 5th there. She's got the same last name, but we'll see.
Okay. All right, thanks. So next is Craig Stevens.
Hey, thanks, Bob. I just want to say, folks, from looking in from the outside as a neighbor, this is what happens when the community gets together. The price of safety is eternal vigilance. Do not think all this is going away. Stay together. And as a pilot, my dad pilot, watch your 6. That means watch what's coming from behind, because this is not going to stop. They're going to continue to try to abuse your community from all areas. Go and just be good. But here's another one my dad used to say. You can ignore reality, folks, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. That's what this is all about. You can ignore a reality all you want, but when the consequences come and slap you in the face, and you guys did not want to get your face slapped, so you stood up like good citizens do. You told your elected officials what your thoughts were. You changed your elected officials, and your elected officials decided this evening to see the way the people want it. And I was on that first one with you guys with 350 people. I mean, if that would have been a room full of people, 350 people, this never would have gone on for a year. I'm telling you right now. But the COVID issue has caused us to have to do this by phoning it in. And I'm proud to be neighbors of your community. I have no ill will towards anybody that voted the other way. Bob, thank you for keeping the decorum on the meeting. I think everyone behaved themselves pretty well. All I will say is there's a right side of issues and a wrong side of issues. My dad always says, find yourself on the right side. So thank you for this evening, proving that there is a right side to this. I'm phenomenally excited about what your community has done. And you're right, stay together, Marianne. This entire team should stay together and grow by leaps and bounds. So nothing like this ever has a chance to happen again, because they'll try. Thank you, everyone, for the opportunity to speak as a neighbor and a non-citizen to your local beautiful community, and keep it that way. And I think you will after tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Terry Farrell.
Thank you, Bob. I just want to say I can't tell you how proud I am right now to be a Endicott resident. I've said it many times, you know, we bleed orange and black over here, and, you know, we love our school, we love our baseball fields, we love our swimming pools. That's what we've been fighting for. I've met so many amazing people in this journey since last March. I'll never forget when I got on that first call, when Ted Warner had given me a call, and his sister lives across the street, and they told me what was going on. And if it hadn't been for Bill Houston and Marianne Dorner, we would have never had that opportunity to be where we are today. And that's huge. And I also want to thank our attorney, Claudia Bramer, who without her, we would never be where we are today. And, you know, everybody who spoke on this call, you had something or in some way you were connected to No Burn Broom or any of the groups in Endicott that really were out fighting for the health and safety of our community. And the residents spoke, and our trustees today listened to us. And I couldn't be prouder of everyone here. We've made friends and we've made families that are going to last a long time. So thank you guys and girls and everyone who made this happen. But and God bless.
Thank you. Chief Gary.
Good evening. Thanks, Bob. I know that the hiring of another police officer was on the agenda, and I'm not really sure what the reason was that it was passed over. But I just want to make sure that the board understands from me the importance of this hiring. I have 4 officers retiring over the next 3 months that will be a combined 80 years of experience leaving the police department. I have a 31-man department. Johnson City and Vestal, by comparison, are almost 40-man departments. So 31 officers, 4 officers retiring, in addition to an officer who is probably going to be disability retired, and another one who is on an extended military leave through February of 2022. I have contractual obligations for minimum staffing of 4 officers per shift that we regularly have to violate because of the lack of numbers that we have. I have safety obligations to my police officers, and we're dealing with a civil service list that is severely depleted due to the current environment in the United States and in New York State with regard to how the public views police, and now many people don't want to be police officers. So we're dealing with a very minimal officer candidate list, and I have 1 officer or excuse me, a candidate from that list that I'm ready to hire, and without board approval, I cannot hire him. So it would be a 1-for-1 replacement that I'm seeking here, just to keep us at 31 officers minus 2 extended leave officers. And that's if we're at full strength with no sick leave, with no vacation and everything else. I cannot explain enough to the board how critical my manpower is. And quite frankly, I'm understaffed now. I understand, and I'm very diligent to the taxpayer's dollar, very attentive to it. And we're below staffed. I don't know any other way to say it. And the only way that we can even keep our head above water is to have 1-for-1 hiring. So I would ask the board to do whatever they can to get this hiring, get me approved for this hiring as soon as possible. I know you're all committed to public safety. And so what I would just ask, whatever procedures need to be followed, whether it's an emergency meeting or whatever else, if that could be done. I can't explain how critical it is enough. So I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Hey, Chief, just so you know, we held it over because we didn't get your letter in our packet today. So we couldn't refer to your letter, but I can't speak for everyone, but I certainly, I think we need to fill that position as soon as possible.
Is there any way to expedite that tonight without seeing the memo that was in the packet or supposed to be?
Could someone email it to us so we could review it quickly?
I'm sorry, hang on. I think the chief is muted. Let me see if I can unmute him here. Chief, I just unmuted you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was trying to respond. Thanks, Nick, and I appreciate that. I appreciate all your support. I can answer whatever is needed. I mean, here is what happened. Detective Mike McEwen, probably a little less than a week ago now, submitted retirement papers. He's going to be taking another job. Each of these guys that are retiring now. So I have 3 officers, a lieutenant, excuse me, 2 lieutenants and a detective. Their last day will be February 12th. Official last day will be February 15th. And then I have another sergeant whose last day will be at the end of May. The academy starts March 31st. So I have to have anybody who's replacing these 4 has to be in place before the academy starts. Otherwise, I have another 18 months or at least 12 months before I'm going to be able to bring a replacement in. I don't know what else you would need. I would be happy to resend the email tonight, but it's a 1-for-1 replacement.
Pat, I don't see any reason why we can't revisit this. We need to go back to communication C and make an motion and pass it. If these guys are really want to keep up with the police force, I see no reason to not pass it tonight, because we can't mess up your March recruitment, and we can't give up good recruits. So I would like to have someone make a motion for me to pass this tonight.
I will make a motion to give the chief permission to hire 1 additional recruit.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I will second that.
Thank you very much. Bob, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Yes. So that was Nick and Eileen.
Yes.
Nick's motion, Eileen second.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Trustee Connectney,
Yes.
trustee Dorner,
Yes.
trustee Warner,
Yes.
trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
Motion is accepted. Thank you so much, Pat, for all your help. And I'm so sorry to interrupt your hearing of visitors. We can go back to that now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, I don't see any other hands up. So we'll go to the telephones. Call-in user 1, you're first. Any statements about village business?
No more comments, thank you.
Thank you. Six oh seven 621 6759. Unmuting you now.
Wait a few minutes and make the motion.
Any statements you'd like to make? Okay. We'll move on to 607-239 9975. You can unmute yourself if you have any statements.
Yes, I would just like to say thank you to Trustees Burlingame, Dorner, and Warner, and know that a lot of people in Endicott are sleeping a lot better tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. So 7296 0671. You can unmute yourself if you'd like to speak.
I see 3 phones.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, I was denied the ability to speak at the first hearing of visitors, so maybe you can be, and I was also denied the right to speak on the January 4th meeting, even though I was signed up ahead of time. So maybe you can be a little generous on my minutes right now, please, Bob. I'd appreciate it. So thank you very much for all of the kind words and the recognition. I just want to thank Terry Farrell. You're a superstar. Marianne and Pat Dorner, Nick Burlingame, Ted Warner, Paul and Ellen Connett, John Ruspentini, George and Howard, Diane Hunter, Christine Ellison, Amanda and Jennifer and the Mamas Group, Alwyn and Rick Searles, Claudia Bramer. I know I'm missing a lot of people, but it really took a village. We all came together. I have never been more proud of living in the village and of you all. I'm so very grateful because when we were fighting the stink trucks, the leachate dumping operation, we could not raise the community together and we were not successful. So the only thing that matters is the people. We all came together. So God bless you all. I don't want to throw rain on everybody's parade here, but I'm just not sure what really happened tonight. I mean, undoing the May 7th vote was the right thing to do, but it seems to me we just prohibited recycling in an industrial zone. And I think I question the wisdom of that. We love recycling here. We want recycling here. We wanted to prohibit incinerators. And in fact, unless you did a grandfather, you just zoned 2 existing businesses out of business. We have 2 existing recycling operations in our industrial zone, Geodis and Neighborhood Redemption over on Badger Avenue. So it just seems a little odd to me. I'm a little confused. So anyway, when will the trees be replanted on the avenue? It's been 4 years. I would like, and we, I believe we really need to have a tree commission. And some of us are beginning to talk about forming one. Now, I just got a FOIL back from the village. Thank you, Anthony. And it was a little late, but that's okay. So what I asked for was I asked to see who has admin privileges on the Village of Endicott website and also on Facebook. And what it came back with, there's a whole bunch of people associated with Roseanne Saul Advertising there's only 2 village employees that have admin privileges. The rest of them work for a public relations and advertising firm. Now, I question the wisdom of this because we just had an issue. For example, I am presently banned from commenting on the Village of Endicott Facebook page, and it was right around the time that Stephen Donnelly was running the Village of Endicott Facebook and social media and website. Stephen Donnelly had a conflict of interest. He's a public relations guy, and he had a client called Sunjeel, and he was working for Sunjeel and also anyway. So I would really appreciate it if I would be allowed to comment on the Village of Endicott Facebook page again, and also, I just want to state on the record that I think it's a bad idea to have public relations firms running our social media and our website. Now, I'll give you an example here. WBNG just had an article published, they did a news piece, and then they took it right down, and then they brought it back up. It was a different version. It was a sanitized version. It looks like it had a public relations wash to it. And it all had to do with a 1,4-dioxane contamination of the South Street wells. So it seems a little odd to me. So, and then lastly, I just want to say one last thing. Thank you. And that's to Tamara and Diane and Christine, and there were others that had a particular question tonight. I just want to say, please look at Public Officers Law, Section 36. Public Officers Law, Section 36. That's how you remove a village official for misconduct, maladministration, malfeasance, or malversation in office. If you are interested in that, please visit tinyurl.com/remove Endicott Mayor. tinyurl.com, remove Endicott Mayor. Give us your information and we'll be in touch soon. Thank you for letting me speak.
Yeah, no switch.
Okay. Okay, next is 540-412-6606. Do you have any statements you'd like to make?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, it's been a long night, but well worth the wait, and I'll keep it short. I just want to say 2 thumbs up to Endicott. No more incinerator. Thank you very much.
No more anything.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Bob, Ted's muted again. Can you unmute Ted when you get a chance? I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, went home. I got tired.
Okay, I just did. Ted, there you go.
Okay, I'm back on.
Okay.
We're pretty much done. It's empty. It's too late at night to drink.
Okay, we're gonna go with 607-748-8095. You have any statements you'd like to make? Okay. Next is 607-427-1002.
Hi, it's Donna again. Thank you for a long year of hard work by a lot of people, smart ones, people who have a lot of faith in our village. I don't even know how to thank you all. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Okay, so looks like I got everyone here. Did I miss anyone? Nick, did you see something?
I see a couple new hands raised on the raise hand feature over there.
Okay. Oh, okay. Rocky, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I just want to say congratulations. It's been a long year to get to this point to rescind this law. But I got to tell you, Bob, I'm not amused sitting on this Zoom meeting, hearing women snickering, saying it's too late to be drinking. We're not paying our public officials to drink and make laws and rules that we all have to live by. And be drinking alcohol at the same time. I find it appalling. And they don't even have enough sense to mute their microphones.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think that covers everyone. Mayor, do you want to take it from there? I guess we're on number 18, board member comments.
Who were you talking to?
I was turning it back over to Linda.
Oh, okay.
Can we go on with comments?
Yeah, yeah, I'm not seeing Linda's name on here anymore. Am I missing that? Does anyone see her?
No.
I haven't seen her all night.
Behave, Ted.
Okay, well, so I guess that also means we don't have Eileen. So the three of you, Nick, Pat, and Ted, someone needs to be voted to preside over this meeting and finish this up.
Nick has the experience. I'll nominate him.
Okay, why don't you just formalize that with a motion and a vote?
I'll make a motion that Nick becomes presiding officer for the rest of the meeting.
I'll second it.
Okay, real quick roll call. Trustee Dorner?
Yes.
Trustee Warner?
Yes.
Trustee Burlingame?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on to board member comments. Trustee Dorner?
Yes, I'd like to say a couple of things. The election had a lot to do with how this came out. The people spoke, and it's our job to do the will of the people, not for some special interest or other people other than the voters. I've always claimed that I don't know everything. I'm not an expert in a lot of things, but when I don't understand something, I refer to experts, and people that are a lot smarter than I am. That includes some of the people I spoke about earlier with Paul Connett and John Ruspentini, George, several other people, Ellen Taberry, Rob, right down the line. But the number one person, I said something earlier about comments about my wife. When I try to be funny, I'm not that funny, but I just want to know, or just want to say what a tremendous organizer she is. And the opposition didn't know what was going to hit them when she got involved. And I know firsthand how she is. And it's not a good thing to go against her principles, which are many. So I want to thank my wife for that effort. And lastly, there was a hot mic comment from either the mayor or Eileen when I talked about we're going to be bringing businesses to Endicott. And there was a comment, good luck. I find that kind of, I don't even know what to say the word is, but we expect the proposal to be coming forward in the near future, which I'm not going to take any credit for because it's people behind the scenes that are doing the work and we're just outside trying to push a good agenda forward. So that's all I got to say. Thank you to everybody on the Zoom tonight. And thank Bob too. Bob, you're in a real tough spot. And I appreciate your calmness and your professionalism in dealing with this problem. Thanks.
Thank you.
Trustee Warner?
Yes, I have two comments I wanted to make. If anybody's thinking of hanging up, they better wait for my second comment. They're going to enjoy it. First, I'd like to cancel the special meeting that was set for Wednesday night. We set that up, Nick and I did, in case they held it over tonight. So we wouldn't have to wait 2 weeks. So that special meeting for Wednesday night is canceled. Second comment, I guess I got 4 comments. My second comment is I wanted to say a big thank you to Bob McCurdick, our lawyer. I don't know all the details. I know he has had to walk a tight wire on this whole thing, and it's been tough. And I appreciate the job he's done. I have a lot of faith in him as our attorney. The third thing I'd like to say is every single person on here tonight, and the people that have left, there's about 30 people that have left, have worked for an entire year to get to this vote tonight. And between all of us, every single person has done something. And between all of us, there's literally tens of thousands of hours of work in this vote tonight. So I think everyone here should be very proud of themselves. If it wasn't for everyone here, we could never have done it without this many people. It's very unfortunate that Eileen and Linda forced us into this a year ago and kept us in it for a whole year. But in the end, we won. It's over with. Along the way, this was a big win, but there was another win along the way. The reason we won tonight is because you voted to get Pat and Nick on board on the board, and I'd like to thank Pat and Nick for the good job they did to get on the board and the good job they've done in the 1 month we've been here. The thing about Pat and Nick is that's very good for our board. These guys are businessmen, both of them. They're very rational. They're professional. They're level-headed. They are pro-business, even though we voted this lot tonight. They and I are all pro-business. We are meeting with Huron, people at Huron once a month because they are our big entity in town. We've already met with them once for 3 hours. Pat and Nick make good decisions. They're honest. And you have not heard them rant and rave for the whole month they've been here, like other people. So thank you all, every single person here tonight. You played a part in this victory. We can celebrate a great big, huge sigh of relief We can congratulate ourselves. The people that are on here tonight are exactly what Endicott needs. Now, my second comment is this, that I've been cleared by I guess someone said, Linda and Eileen said, good luck bringing business to Endicott. Well, because of all of our work for a year and because of this vote tonight, I've been talking to a developer for a whole year. He actually started talking about a project 2 or 3 years ago. I've been talking to him for about a year. Pat and Nick have both been talking to him. And he cleared me to make this announcement tonight. The housing project there on East Franklin Street, right near the factory, Skyview Heights. Above that project, there's 25 acres that the same developer owns those 25 acres. He's going to put a $20 million project on those 25 acres. If Sanjil came to town, he was not going to do the project. If we got to the point that what we did tonight and voted this law, and then he would come and do another project. And this is not maybe, this is not something this summer, and it's not anything next summer. The next meeting is another big meeting, February 15th. He's coming to the Board of Trustee meeting, February 15th. He's bringing his lawyer, his architect, his engineering firm. He wants to build a $20 million project up there. He wants to start immediately. It's what it is. It's a 120 unit apartment building. It's a big U shape with a U wide open to the valley, so that everyone who has an apartment there is going to get a beautiful view of the valley. 120 units. Right now, those 25 acres pay $60,000 a year, $60,000 over 20 years in taxes. When he gets done in about a year and a half, he will be paying $10 million in taxes for the next 20 years. So this is exactly what Endicott needs. It's the type of people Endicott needs. They have discretionary income. They're not out on the streets, walking the streets, buying drugs. They're shopping in our local grocery stores and everywhere else. The Skyview apartments are completely full, completely rented out now. He's a very successful. Here's an example of what the type of developer he is. If you drive up there on Skyview Heights, he left an opening there with a bench for the public to go up there and look at the view. He also put in underground telephone wires. He didn't have to do that. So we really, and on top of it, who would ever want to build on that hill? And so we really want to thank him for doing that. So the next meeting, February 15th, if it's still planned, and I think it is, he will be at the Board of Trustee meeting to lay out his project. So by working for a year and getting these two guys on the board and making this vote tonight, we not only got rid of that company, but we also brought a big project to town. So thank you, everybody.
Okay, I guess I will end with my comments. I just want to say that I was touched by all of your comments tonight. At times, I actually had to hold back some tears because it was really emotional and touching. I have so much love for this community, and I am very proud to represent you all. This issue has turned neighbors into family, and I thank you for that. I will be forming a commission on recycling to determine what recycling should be allowed in our community. We will take our time. We will do it right. We're not going to rush. We're going to make it safe and make sure it has the proper protections in place. That's all I have tonight. Thank you all. Could I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Yes, I'll make a motion.
I'll second. I gotta go shovel.
Roll call.
Trustee Dorner,
Yes.
Trustee Warner,
It's going to be 3-0 and 2 abstain.
and Trustee Burlingame.
Yes.
I love looking at the screen. Everybody's cheering. Wow.
No obscenities.
Thank you all.
Big victory. Big victory.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.